Hey, how's it going, YouTube? It's your boy, Brock Tactical, coming at you again today with another video. Um, Today, we're going to be talking about, um, basically, whatever you practice at home, or at the range, you know, is how you're going to perform, or should I say, it's going to be a big part of how you're going to be performing if you find yourself in a situation where you know you have to use your firearm. We're going to obviously lock the slide back. Um, Look clear. There's nothing in there. You know, good to go. Um, I had a officer that's never seen these before, and I'm like, it's kind of funny. It's like, you know, I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe not all IMP, like all cops sign up just to carry a gun, but I mean, I feel like most of them do. I mean, if you want to make a big difference in your community, I mean, I know cops personally that really try to basically, you know, uh, get people back on track, and give them a break. And, if they get caught screwing up again, I've seen them like, hey, buddy, gotta take you in for this one, brother, but I mean, and it didn't matter the color, I've seen white cops give black guys breaks. I've seen, you know, uh, black cops give, black guys breaks. I mean, and white guys. There's not too many white guys in the neighborhood that I came from. But I mean, there were, but mainly it was. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. It was mainly, the blacks that were always into it. Not saying that the whites weren't, but I mean, the blacks were just constantly shooting each other. It was just the number outweighed itself. So that's kind of why I'm saying that. As far as the break part, plus they're stupid enough, to be smoking illegal drugs and selling illegal drugs, in front of the liquor store, like it's a pharmacy and they have a license for it. So, on that note, I mean, I haven't seen a white person in the neighborhood I grew up, do that. I mean, they're a little more. Not saying they were smart, but they're smarter than that. So, but that's not the thing. The thing is this: I was just shocked that she didn't know what these were. It's like these have been out for a minute, not like forever, but I mean they've been out for a minute to where you should know what they were. I mean, she was like, "Oh, I've never seen those before. What are those?" I'm like, "They're Glazer Blue safety slugs." Oh, well, are they hollow points? I was aren't you like you're the sergeant? You're over all these cops, and you're sitting here asking, like, you don't know what round this is? Like, Jesus, what are they learning from you? But anyway, basically, like I said, back on track. What you practice at the range, and at home, like specifically at home, because unless you're like a millionaire, or don't have any responsibilities, or you don't, I mean, have a bunch of land somewhere where you can just like shoot every day whenever you want, even then, like, if you don't, like, if you just basically have no responsibilities, whether it's the range, whether it's outside, whether it's indoors, whatever three things it is, whatever your setup is, wherever you go to train, whatever, that those habits are gonna be what you bring into a gunfight if you have to be inserted into one, God forbid. And I just wanted to preach on that because I've watched a lot. Like, I watched a few videos, and I've seen a lot of videos prior to before me even making my YouTube channel about you know guys that are supposed to be professional, and yeah, my gun's in my hand, but the whole time, my fingers rested up here. I don't have a habit of doing this. We've already cleared it, so we don't have to worry about anything. But when my gun's down here, I always safety check it in the morning, so I'm not worried. And plus, it's pointed to the floor, and my feet are spread apart, so, even if it went off, I'd be okay. But, still, I've never had a negligent, I've never in my life once had a negligent discharge. Ever. Like, ever. And a lot of people say that they haven't, and they have. I'm being honest. Like, I just never have had that, especially like around like, certain family members and stuff. It's just like, I had to like develop good habits quick because, number one, it's good. Number two, it's like you see these people coming out, of their holster, and they got their finger on the trigger, while they're coming out, and just to shut everybody up, we already safety, check the gun, but I'll just take the clip out. But you'll see people like, like how they get shot, they're worried about speed. Don't worry about speed. Like, obviously, if you're worried about speed, make sure you have your fundamentals down, then worry about speed. If you don't have your fundamentals down, you're going to end up like the people they put on YouTube and they laugh at and they poke fun at, which really isn't funny because, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows what video I'm talking about. The dude with the cowboy hat that went to draw, his 1911, his 45, and tried to come out quick and shot himself. Like, he meant to come out, and shoot the target. It looked like he was going to come out and, try to one-hand it. It looked like he was going to try to come out like this, but so he came out and, came out just before he, right when he got out of the holster, immediately shot himself. So basically, as soon as he was able to get his finger on that trigger, he shot himself. It's like, no. Clear the holster, present the firearm. And I know, for people out there that, know what they're doing and stuff, this is just like, hey, we already know. And if I don't want to bore you, you guys, this isn't for you. This is for people that are new to shooting, new to firearms. This is also mainly for people that own firearms and have had owned firearms for quite some time, but don't practice drills, don't go to the range, don't do anything, and they just think, well, when an altercation happens, I'll be ready. No, you won't. If you're dealing with somebody that knows what they're doing or gets the ups on you, you're going to be effed. You will be dead, most likely. So, I suggest, you get fundamentals down, Um, get some training, practice, knowing your house inside and out, wherever you stay, um, you know, and, just learn where, if a home invasion were to happen, at night, you know, mine occurred during the day, so luckily, I mean, I wasn't expecting that, so I had to respond quickly, and I was able to respond, in a professional and assertive manner, and didn't have to take a life. And I mean, a dude got rocked, but he had that one coming. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna let you harm, anybody that I love. So, so that's what it is. But basically, the deal is practice waking up every day. Practice locking your firearm back. Look and feel. You know, I mean, I see so many people with Glocks, man, and they just rack it, and then it's like, dude, but you're trained, right? You're trained. Well, you got some bad habits, brother. I mean, obviously, you're not as trained as you say you are, because that's not how you clear a gun correctly. If you were to do that in the military, um, they would probably be chewing. They would chew your ASS out, and probably, God knows what, make you take that gun apart 10 million more times and tell you, until they got tired, with the lights off. And that's another thing. You need to be able to put your firearm together, in the dark. You need to know your firearm inside and out. I can put my firearm, it's not a speed rush, but I can put my firearm back together in pitch black dark, because I know my weapon inside and out, So, know your weapon, and as long as you know your weapon, don't listen to other people. As long as you have your fundamentals down, you clear the holster, however you carry, and then you start to present, and your finger goes on that trigger, and you start to fire, or you come out, and it's a retention shoot, and you got your arm all the way up here, that bullet, this is supposed to be like while you're standing up. So, like, if I was standing up, these shots, while if I'm standing up, are going to be going towards, so I have no doubts, like I said, I got that technique from John Lovell and perfected it. So, and have tried it out, and it works great, and it's, for, a close quarters grab, like if you see somebody, you guys are right up on each other, and, you see this dude going for something or whatever it is, and you gotta hurry up and get to your gun quick. You're gonna have to be able to draw, and be all the way up tight and let, 2 rounds off, and then be right here and let another 2, and you're stepping back, you're falling back the whole time in firing. So basically, get training, get your fundamentals down, know your firearm. This is your safety, because my gun doesn't have one. Basically a 10-pound trigger, double action only. I say that is safety. So, but still, this is your resting spot. Not here, not here, not here, here. So, just get your fundamentals down. Like, these people that are getting made fun of, and then they come up with excuses for like why or how it happened. Like, I mean, I'm sure there are incidents where guns have gone off on, like, the FBI agent that did a backflip when he was partying and getting his groove on, and The gun didn't go off though until he picked it up and he pulled the trigger. Like, let's just get real. I mean, I'm pretty sure they tried to cover it up and say the gun went off by itself because it fell. But I watched the video real close and the gun didn't go off until he picked it up. And if you watched real close, when he picked it up, his finger was on the trigger. And it's a striker fire, it's a Glock, it's a striker fired pistol. So the trigger is, real light and crisp. And whoo, the round went, so I mean, and this is an FBI agent. So it's yeah, you're having a good time, but don't you think you should have secured your firearm? Like, you're at a party. Like, what are you doing backflips with a loaded firearm? Like, I mean, dude, this isn't Hollywood. Like, this is in real life. Like, I mean, I just blows my mind. I'm not saying that the gentleman wasn't trained, but what he did was very irresponsible and makes law enforcement and other people look bad. And I mean, basically what I'm saying is you don't want to kill somebody else or shoot somebody else due to your negligence and your lack of awareness and laziness, period. I mean, clean your gun, you know, be responsible. I mean, people wonder why, it's like, oh, I could just run 20,000 rounds through a Glock because I saw it on YouTube and they never cleaned it. You're an idiot if you do that. Like, those are tests, like, on what it can handle. You should clean your firearm every time you use it, even if you don't shoot it. You should still clean your firearm, every week and a half, I would say, to 2 weeks max, because dust, dirt, grime and stuff build up in it as you carry, I mean, even if you're not shooting it, you still need to clean your gun. It's like people don't realize that. It's like, so, basically, I'm just on a rant, with everybody that, they have all these cool weapons and stuff, and they do all these cool, it's just, mag dumping and this and that, and shooting targets and everything, but, just take a real good close look at all these people that are supposed to be professional, on YouTube, and they're shooting themselves, or they're flagging people in gun shops, or they're popping one out. Oh, there's not one in the chamber. I checked before I came in here. I know there's not one. And then the guy goes to clear it, and oops, a round came out. So I mean, just use your head. I mean, guns don't kill people. People kill people. The only way, this thing, and this is why I have nothing against striker-fired pistols. I plan on getting a Glock 10 millimeter. That's going to be striker-fired. But the only way this bad boy is going off is if, you see how heavy that trigger is? And then that crisp pullback. This thing ain't going off. But still, I still safety check it. I still know when there's a round in there. Just be aware of your firearm. Be aware of your habits. Practice your drills, because I'm telling you, if you don't practice with whatever your caliber is, you got people that got all these different calibers, and it's like, so if you got into a confrontation with one, have you practiced with that caliber enough, to hit your target to where where you want to hit it, that person at, God forbid, a woman pulled a gun on you, but so he or she pulls a gun on you, You know, I mean, have you practiced enough since you have like a buttload of firearms? Because you got people out here that just buy a bunch of firearms and really don't train with them. They play around with the ones they want. I like to call them like, you know, non-tactical gun collectors because they just collect guns and because they have the money, but they spend no time in involving, how to take care of them, how to be proficient with them, you know, how to hit their target with them. I mean, unless you're like 3 feet away from somebody, I mean, for Jesus, forgive me, Lord, for Jesus Christ, it's hard. If you miss from there, I mean, I don't know what's going on with you, but I mean, basically, I'm just saying, like, get your drills down. If you have to watch somebody on YouTube do it, I mean, do it. I mean, practice your draw. However you're gonna carry. I carry Appendix. You know, if you want to carry, at the back, you want to carry at the side, you want to carry at your six, whatever the F, you know, practice drawing from there, you know. I mean, and then practice, okay, let's say the slide lock back and the clip and put another one in. And you gotta be ready to rock and roll. And when you're under that type of pressure, you need to be able to be calm. And like I said, slow is fast. You know, so once you practice slowly, everybody wants to be fast right away. Dude, this ain't Hollywood and John Wick. I mean, literally, you're gonna have to put some work in. Like, unless you got like thousands of dollars to go train with the dude that John Wick trained with, who's like the best shooter in the world, like that older guy, Jerry, whatever his, I can't pronounce his last name or pronounce it right. Starts with an M. I know that, so I'm not gonna embarrass myself. It's a tongue twister for me this morning. But yeah, unless you got money to go to his course, yeah, and then you could tell even like after he trained with that, Keanu Reeves like continued to train like after the movie was over. Like, he made it a sport, like not a sport but like a hobby of his. So, you know, he got some real high dollar expensive training and, you know, continued to do it. So, I mean, but if you don't have the money for that, I mean, just practice your fundamentals, practice shooting, practice, seeing where your bullets are going when you're aiming, always, aim down, make sure your sights are aligned and fire the gun, see where it goes, you know, and then see where that bullet goes, and then see where you need to adjust, if the bullet's low, if the bullet's high, then if you need to raise up, you bring your gun up or lower your gun down, so I mean, aim lower, aim higher, basically is what I'm saying. So the only way to do that is practice shooting, practice your drills, and remember, like I said, slow is fast. The more you practice slow, the better off you'll be, and then eventually you'll be drawing it quicker than you can blink. So, I mean, on that note, you guys have a good day. It's your boy Brock Tactical. I'm out. You guys have a blessed day, and take care.